Hi, welcome to Natilik Live with me, Hayley Knott, and today I'm joined with Marcus Brown, the VP for Global Channels from Digital Guardian. Hi, Marcus.
Hi.
Today we're going to be talking everything about data loss prevention. So I'll leave it from me and let you take over. Give us a little bit of a description about what Digital Guardian does and the importance of data loss prevention.
Yeah, absolutely. So Digital Guardian is a leader in the data protection space, and we have a set of solutions for data loss prevention, or DLP as it's been called traditionally. And we have over 600 customers around the world who use our solutions to protect their most sensitive information, right? So generally that falls into two categories. You've got the personal information, which is generally the information of your customers, end users. That's something that's really relevant to GDPR at the moment. And then we have a lot of customers who use our solution as well to protect their intellectual property. That's all about, sensitive information that is really about the products that a particular company makes and their business processes, their most secret, information within the company that helps them add value to their customers. So we work in both those areas, and we have different solutions which help compliance. For example, GDPR or PCI or healthcare data protection. And we have, in the same suite of solutions, the ability also to protect the information and make sure that it can't be exfiltrated. There's a lot of threats at the moment that you hear about in the press every day. There's the insider threat, which is about privileged people on the inside stealing information maliciously. That's a big problem. But you've also got a lot of very well-resourced hackers who are coming in through malware and getting into organizations. And in cybersecurity, there's a lot of different tools. People spend a lot of money, trying to protect their organizations, and particularly building walls around the outside to stop people getting in. Or what Digital Guardian does is really focus on the data. So we classify and discover the data. We can recognize personal information. We can recognize complex intellectual property. And then we have all the abilities to put controls in place and stop that information getting out, whether it's an inside attacker or someone just making a mistake, or a malicious actor on the outside trying to break in and steal everything.
Okay, so it really is kind of like a two-prong use for Digital Guardian there.
Absolutely. Compliance and protection. It's really important to have both, because compliance does not always give you protection, right?
No, definitely. And I know that a lot of our customers have been thinking, obviously, with GDPR, and we've had a lot of conversations with them around it. So would it be something which could be used for like the subject access requests? How, if you were in the compliance space and you were looking for products, what would be like the key factors for Digital Guardian?
Right. Yeah, well, the first thing is when people are looking at GDPR, a lot of people are overwhelmed and trying to figure out what does it exactly mean for me, and how big a problem is it going to be for me. So the first thing we offer is a GDPR assessment that's with our data discovery solution, which allows you very quickly to get a handle on, where is all your GDPR relevant data, your citizen data, and how widely spread is it, and how big is the risk around that data. So that's something we can do very quickly, and that helps people to understand what the next steps are. But in general, data loss prevention, data protection, what we do is totally relevant to GDPR, and it's an important part of becoming GDPR compliant. Being able to understand where your data is, where it's moving to be able to find it when you need it if you have a request, but also to have controls in place to stop the data getting out, right? So not only are we able to monitor the data and tell you potential risks that are happening, we can actually stop it being breached and being taken out. So that's really important for GDPR, yeah.
Gosh. It's all those sort of things that you don't think about, like after you have something in place, then what's the next step and the step after that.
Right.
So yeah, really useful. And obviously talking about intellectual property, and I know that we have a lot of clients within the manufacturing space, especially here in the UK, the intellectual property, that is their bread and butter, that's their ideas and what they're kind of, their growth and everything. So
absolutely.
Obviously that is the most precious asset that companies have. And we often hear in the news of different bits and breaches and disgruntled employees moving bits from here and there. And obviously, you guys come in, you can be used as like a reference or as evidence to kind of track where all this data goes?
Absolutely. So we've really grown our company over the years in the manufacturing space, and we're well known for being really strong in intellectual property. A lot of our competitors have trouble recognizing intellectual property and existing within the complex business process of creating products and CAD and all this sort of stuff. So we have a lot of experience with large manufacturers and small manufacturers for that matter. Aerospace, automotive, high tech, etc. Some of the most famous products around the world are protected with Digital Guardian. But there are many use cases, and really protecting sensitive information means allowing employees to do what they do, to work with the sensitive data, to develop new products, but just to make sure that data stays within the enterprise. And we have a lot of interesting stories we can tell you, when we engage with your customers about, how we can do that with enterprises.
No, it's fascinating. And the guys from Digital Guardian will be at our next cybersecurity event on the 15th of August. So if you want to have a chat with them, anything regarding GDPR or intellectual property protection, they'll be there on hand to talk you through it and to have a chat. And obviously, looking at the GDPR assessment, we can take it forward with you and look at them when the next steps for our clients, what we can do there. So well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Natilik Live, and I'm sure we'll meet again soon.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you on the 15th.
Thanks a lot.